Recommendations are critical for several reasons. Number one, they are one of the reasons that one of the things that LinkedIn uses to decide who gets to the top of a search. So the more recommendations you have, the higher you're going to be in a ranking. Now, the other thing about recommendations is critical is that the keywords, your important keywords like mine or LinkedIn, need to be included inside recommendations because it's one of those things that you get searched by.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yep, and the main thing about recommendations is this. Think about this. Who writes profiles? You do.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing about lots of things on the internet is what? Some people don't tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, recommendations are outside verification of all the great things you say about yourself, and you need them. And don't forget this about recommendations. When somebody writes you a recommendation, it appears on your profile and where else? Profile of the other person.
On them.
Yeah.
It says Wayne Breitbart wrote a recommendation for Joe Stewart.
Right. How good is that?
Okay,
how good is that?
So how do you get them? What's the best way to get recommendations?
Simple. What do you think it is? You ask.
I have a slightly different twist on it. Well, yeah, I used to ask a lot, but now what I started doing, I give people recommendations.
That's a perfect technique too.
Because when
both
I
of those
give recommendations,
right.
LinkedIn comes back and says to them, Joan Stewart gave you a recommendation. Would you like to recommend Joan?
That is a great idea. You're being a giver first.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend that you have 2 or 3 recommendations for all the jobs that you have listed, and you can also attach recommendations to your educational entries. So in both cases, you can get recommendations. So when I'm teaching this to college students, I'm telling them, you don't have a lot of jobs yet, but you need recommendations. Hit your teachers up before you leave.
Okay, Wayne, I didn't know until you just talked right now about the importance of keywords in recommendations. So here's a tip. Before I recommend somebody, I usually email them. And I say, I want to recommend you on LinkedIn. What part of your job would you like me to concentrate on? Now I'm going to ask, what keywords do you want me to use when I recommend you?
That's
correct?
Excellent. That's excellent. Yeah. And what I usually do, if somebody writes me a nice recommendation, I will usually send those back asking for the words LinkedIn or office furniture 1 or 2 more times.
Hi, I'm Joan Stewart, the Publicity Hound. If you like those tips from Wayne Breitbart on how to use LinkedIn, there are a lot more where those came from. You can access a replay of the webinar I did with Wayne by going to the website you see listed here. But in addition to the video, you're also going to get a lot of handouts, and one page includes a valuable 12-point checklist of all the ways that you can use LinkedIn to promote any of your live or virtual events. So go to the website you see listed here, and the next time you're on LinkedIn, please don't forget to connect with Wayne and me. Have fun.